Cigar shop? Who's the cigar shop?
Still at the same moment?
All right, welcome to October 2nd, 2024, license meeting of CB11 License and Permits Committee. My name is Anne-Marie Vasquez, I am the chair of the committee. This meeting is called to order at 6:34 p.m. Tonight we are taking our money here with staff related to our committee. In order to conduct an efficient meeting, let's observe the ground. One, no one will speak onto the floor. Two, sitting level members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand, with room, click the participant icon and you will find the raise hand function there. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subject on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. Now for roll call.
Then Riha is excused for this meeting.
Yes.
Carlos Diaz.
Present.
Judith Ferraro.
Here.
Wanda Hopkins.
Present.
Eugene Rodriguez.
Here.
Nine Whitaker. Anne Marie Vasquez. And Justina Williams. You have a forum.
Adoption of the agenda. The agenda for tonight's meeting was distributed ahead of time by the board office and was posted online. If there is no objection, we will adopt the agenda as stated. Committee members, if you object to adopting the agenda, you will raise your hand to be recognized. Seeing no objections, the agenda for tonight's meeting is adopted. Adoption of the meeting minutes. The minutes from our last meeting was distributed to committee members ahead of time by the board office. If there is no objection, we will adopt the minutes from that meeting. Committee members, if you object to adopting the minutes, you may raise your hand to be recognized. Seeing no objections, we will adopt the minutes. Tonight's meeting, the minutes of tonight's meeting are being taken by here.
You want to call for announcements, informational updates? You don't have any, but you can still call for.
Announcements, any informational updates at this time? There is no announcements or informational updates, so we'll continue with presentations and discussions. We will not hear from LGBT 116 LLC, new application for full liquor license for a restaurant located at 1637 Park Avenue Store, number 1 and 2, New York, 10029 and 116th Street. Anyone present from this new, this restaurant, this new liquor license? Anyone present? Online?
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear us okay? This is Jen Harris for LGBT 116. I apologize, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
So we are here for Bodega Paradise, one of the applicants. I just wanted to make sure you could hear me okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, so I'm connected on 2 different devices.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Repeat that again.
I just want to make sure you're able to hear me because I'm having trouble hearing you on my computer, so I've connected to another device. Can you hear us okay?
Maybe she said she
Okay, perfect.
Who are you presenting? Who are you representing? Hello?
Bodega Paradise? LGBT 116 LLC, Bodega Paradise.
I don't see you on the agenda.
She's the first one to present. They're here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
First one. All right, would you like to present?
Thank you.
Oh, you want to go closer to the owl?
You're fine. They just don't have a DPA in writing for us.
Oh, I was wondering, it doesn't.
No, but I can't, I don't think she hears me.
She can hear you.
Okay. All
I
right.
can hear you okay. I can hear you.
Okay, so would you like to present for your client?
Yes, let's go ahead and do that. You know what I'm going to do, because you're sounding doubled up and I am on 2 different devices. Let me go ahead and disconnect off of one device and then I'm ready to present, okay? Just bear with me 1 second, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah.
Okay, perfect. I've just gone ahead and disconnected. I don't think you can see my my camera anymore, but this is going to be a little bit easier. So just to give you a quick overview, I am representing LGBT 116 LLC. The applicant, Mr. Alexander Miskouris, is here on the line as well. Alex, if you can hear us, can you just give them a shout that you can hear everything? Because I'm not able to see you.
Go ahead and unmute yourself, Alexander.
Star 6 on mute. But anyway, we can go ahead and we'll move forward. And once he's able to connect, if you have any questions for him, he'll be happy to answer. Just to give you a quick overview, we are proposing a beer, wine, and liquor license. We are proposing 6:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. hours. I would like to note that this location has been previously licensed, and we actually represented both of those prior applicants to a certain capacity. We have shared a menu with you. We're going to be looking to bring a robust breakfast menu, focusing really on a healthy aspect. So we're doing a lot of little bites with a Colombian bakery type focus, but also we're having a focus on cold pressed juices, smoothies, things like that, which the applicant was very strategic in choosing this type of menu for this location because we really think that's something missing in the area. So you're aware of the 500-foot rule. I'd like to note that we are not a 500-foot case, meaning there are not already three or more full liquor licenses within 500 feet because of a few places have recently closed. So we would actually be the third within 500 feet, meaning we're not beyond the third. But anyway, with that in mind, really what's around us are, there is Reyes Corp. I believe their DBA is Tulsingo, and they are focusing much more on a bar setup. They're open till 4 a.m. as well, but they're opening very late. I wasn't able to actually, my team wasn't able to find a concrete menu online. And aside from that, we have Mona Cafe, which is also nearby, and they also open, I believe, about around 3 p.m. Beyond that, even people who do not have liquor licenses, there's really nobody focusing on the breakfast aspect as we're looking to do, much less on a healthy aspect like pressed juices and things like that. As far as the square footage, we have a very small location. We're looking to license the first floor. We would possibly use the basement for storage, just to give you a feel for the space. We are going to be an occupancy under 74. We're not proposing any sort of outdoor area, such as a sidewalk cafe or anything like that. This is a 3-story building. And just, I mean, I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but I would also like to present to you that you have a very experienced applicant and operator before you, which I'll be honest, having had represented the prior locations, and just from our experience in the industry as a firm, this is one of the, I would say one of probably the most experienced applicants that have come to this location, aside from another operator that was there before. To give you a little bit of his background, he has been in the hospitality industry, probably spanning over 2 decades now. He's involved in a couple of different chains in New Jersey. He's held liquor licenses before. So we know that that's important when you are proposing a location like this that's going to be open in the mornings, is going to have a bit of a nightlife component. We want you to feel comfortable that this is not an applicant, that this is his first rodeo. He is very experienced, and he actually had restaurants and Hell's Kitchen as well. If you have any questions, I mean, of course, we're happy to answer, but I hope I covered just kind of a quick overview, and most of the items are addressed in our questionnaire. I will also just like to note that we did present community support, so 3 letters of support from local businesses, one of them being a very involved, very popular comedy club in Harlem. So you should have that in front of you as well.
Oh, okay, thank you. Any committee members have questions?
I do.
Go ahead. Oh, okay.
It also says here, recorded music, disc jockey, and patron dancing, and you're open from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. So let me ask, you said it's a 3-story building. Are there any neighbors, I mean, people that live right there, or what?
No, this is not a residential location by any means. Most of our adjacent buildings are business only. We're not concerned about tenants upstairs. Alex, can you hear us? Is that correct? You're not concerned about residential tenants upstairs?
Upstairs or even on the side of you where, you know, because it looks like.
No, no. So
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
sure. So as far as tenants, just kind of going, because we want to essentially point out kind of the practical aspect of this, that it's been licensed before. We've never had noise complaints at the prior locations. Of course, with this applicant, he's a new applicant. I can't talk about history because we don't have history yet, but I'd like to note there was no noise complaints or anything of that nature with any of the prior locations. And we will have a soundproofing, so we've done sound mitigation. The doors will remain closed, so this is not something where the doors are going to be open and it's going to be very noisy where residents nearby can hear outside.
Okay, my other issue is, what street is this, Park Avenue, and what street?
On Park Avenue.
116 and 117, in between 116 and I'm sorry, 116 and 115.
Oh,
Park
so
Avenue.
it's
Sure.
right near, yeah, okay, yeah, isn't there a building there? Yeah, 116.
Yeah, but you have the building,
Yeah,
a couple of buildings.
Yeah, there is a building there. My concern is the 4 a.m. Is there any way that, that could be altered in any way, 4 a.m.? Because there is a building there on the corner. Yeah, and, it's a little
Okay, so-
concerning if 4 a.m., if people can hear during the week.
So just to give you kind of a quick overview, the 4 a.m. aspect is an important aspect because we're doing sort of a hybrid location where we want the ability to have a nightlife component. This is what has been there before. Just to give you an example, the prior applicant was a hookah lounge. We're completely staying away from that. The applicant also wants to have something for the LGBT community. He can talk a little bit more about that if you have questions on that, but he does want to have that nightlife component. I understand your concern with noise and possibly rowdy patrons. In our experience, here's what's happened, and I think you're going to kind of share the same sentiment. There are bars and there are bars. It really comes down to how the applicant is running the location. When you have a place like the premise that you already have within 500 feet, Reyes Bar, who's open until 4 a.m. and they're serving almost no food, you have people over drinking, and then you start to have rowdy patrons and things like that. We will have security. So on busier nights, even though we're a small establishment and legally we're required to have one security, we're actually going to invest the time and the money and the resources to have 2 securities. There will always be food. So I don't know if you've had the chance to look at the photos we sent, but we tried to give you inspiration pictures. And let me just talk to you a little bit about the name, Bodega Paradise. So if you visualize kind of an old-fashioned bodega from the 50s, a neighborhood location where people come in to enjoy a quick bite, that's what we have in the front. Although we are proposing the 4 a.m. hours, we're going to have our menu, which is extensive. I think we have over 30 items on there, and we're going to be adding more. But anyway, so if you think about that menu will be served pretty much during the entire hours of operation. You run into things like rowdy patrons, problematic locations where you have applicants that, quite frankly, say they're going to sell food and then they don't. This applicant is not looking to do that. He took a lot of time to be intentional about the menu. For example, obviously he wants to employ locally, and he will do that. So we're looking at 2 managers now, one of which has extensive background in vegan cuisine. He's been consulting on the menu, so we're talking pan-fried veggies, aside from the pastries, a lot of more substantial meals. So to your point about the 4 a.m., it is something that we need for the overall method of operation. We understand the concern, but I would ask that you take into the account the fact that this applicant is an experienced applicant. This has always been a nightlife component. So we're not coming to you saying this place used to be a tiny little cafe or diner and we're turning it into a nightlife. Quite the opposite. This place was almost always nightlife. Previously, I think they were doing hookah. And we are coming in and willing to open at 6:30 a.m. Nobody else is doing that. And we ask that you please allow us to keep the nightlife component.
I have questions.
Hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Sure.
Okay, so, questions, and I just want to get all this straight. This is the, establishment is gonna be open from 6:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. every day, 7 days a week.
Yes, because our main thing is we're grabbing the crowd for breakfast. So we'll be there every day.
During 6:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. every day, they'll be selling of liquor, food, and also music and dancing, yes, correct? Am I correct?
Partially correct. So legally, we cannot sell alcohol at 6:30 a.m. So we will abide by that law. The county closing hours in New York City you're permitted until 4 a.m. So we'll abide by that as well. But no, we will not be serving alcohol at 6:30 a.m. We're really looking to, of course, for brunch and things like that, we might do mimosas and kind of lighter drinks. But we expect this kind of.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Alex, are you with me?
Oh, hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
how's it going, everybody? No, I just wanted to clarify that one part. So because the way you worded it, like, hey, 6 a.m. to 4. So what I'm trying to do there is, okay, so the bar closes at, say, 4 o'clock, right? People stop drinking, last drink served at 4 o'clock. The bar gets cleaned up, mopped. Now, when we say we're going to open at 6 a.m., that's the food part. So that bar thing is finished at 4 o'clock, like every other bar restaurant in Manhattan. And then at 6 o'clock, that bodega opens up and then it starts serving food, coffees, breakfast items and stuff like that. And then that bodega will carry over and serve food into the nighttime for the bar patrons. But it'll open up pretty much. What I'm trying to do there is open up as a legit breakfast spot, because since I've been doing construction and I've been in that area, I've tried my best as in the morning to clean it up. It's been a well-known dump corner. Every building on that block has been dumping their garbage on that corner for the last 6 months. So I've been very friendly. I got in touch with the sanitation. I've been cleaning up as much as possible. But the reason why I came up with the breakfast spot is because my original foundation is, when I was born and raised in the diner business. There's not one place to eat there at 6, 7 in the morning to get a sandwich besides the supermarket. Every storefront is closed, gates down, no place to eat. That's why I came up with the idea to open up at 6 o'clock. Maybe I could get a potential, breakfast crowd over there, and then carry to my lunch, carry to my after work. So when you explain, like, hey, it's going to be open 6 to 4, it's not going to be open 6 to 4, 7 days a week, like some type of nightclub. It's going to be open up 6 a.m. as with like a restaurant diner vibe in the morning. And then the nightlife comes pretty much later on in the nighttime. And then everything will be closed.
Madam
Hello?
Chair, could you tell how many hours you're looking to open this establishment? Because it sounds like almost 20 some odd hours.
Yeah.
No, it's almost like a combination of 2 places in one. So say, for example, you didn't have the bodega, right? Okay, so an average bar, say, opens up at 5, closes at 4. So now you have a bodega with a bar lounge. So the bodega opens up at 6, say dies out like around 7, and then the other place opens up later on and then closes at 4. So that's why we wanted those hours of operation.
Can I say something?
And if I may add, as far as the hours.
One second,
just
I'm
a
sorry.
quick point
One
for
second,
you.
one second.
Sure, go ahead. Sorry.
One second,
Go ahead.
Hello?
1 second. Sorry, so just, the purview of this committee is not to worry about the establishment's hours. You need to focus on when they're going to serve this liquor and mitigate the
That's what I'm
noise,
saying.
okay? So what you should be asking is when will the sale of the liquor start? By law, they cannot start at 6 AM like their attorney
No,
said.
no. Let me make that clear for you. No
Absolutely
way.
not.
I'm
When will you be
thinking.
serving the
No
liquor?
way. No. The place will start serving liquor like at normal drinking hours. I'm not saying people are gonna go there at.
What are your hours, sir? Hours?
I would say let's hope there's a happy hour or some type of after work vibe. So say that starts at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not gonna start when the bodega opens up at 6 in the morning because that's illegal. It would have to start whenever the drinking law starts. But that place is not gonna be open that early. That place will open up. The back part will open up later on.
So it'll be 4 PM to 4 AM.
Pretty much,
Selling
yeah.
of liquor.
That's, yeah.
You have to ask them, Anne Marie.
If we could get,
So
listen,
high.
if I could get a little brunch vibe going, like we do.
Not asking about brunch, we're asking about dinner, all right?
And
You
I-
can sell liquor at brunch, so brunch is important, right? So
Yeah.
brunch starts at 12 or something, right? So if
Exactly.
it's going to be 12, then you have to say 12 because you now have to revise your stipulation
Correct.
for this committee. Go ahead.
So if we're doing brunch, would you, Alex, can we go for 11 AM just to have that possibility, or are we okay with 12, Alex, as we're kind of envisioning a brunch crowd? 11 AM to 4 AM or 12 PM to 4 AM?
Excuse me, now, we have a problem from 4 PM to 4 AM. So we wanna know if you could lower your hours to say from 4 to 2 AM, where you could have your bar open. At 4 AM, and we're looking at two things. One is the problem that we had with the previous members there who had it, that had some 911 calls, number one. And then number two is that the very long hours. And then our concerns are the people in the community, meaning the tenants, and we're talking about, making sure that, kids go to school early. And not, have to worry somebody closing up at 4 o'clock in the morning, for kids that gotta get up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to school. So we're recommending for that particular event, from 4 PM to 4 AM, that you cut it down to 4 PM to 2 AM. During the week.
Okay, so as
And
far as
that's
for,
the-
if let me know if you have something else, because I don't want to talk over you, and then I'm happy to address your point.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned that you guys were gonna, have brunch. Brunch is usually around 11, 12-ish, yeah? So you can't do 4 PM. What we need you to do is revise the stipulation where you're gonna add, if you're gonna have brunch and if, liquor's gonna be sold during brunch, which most of the time it is, and then to when you're gonna end your liquor, selling of your liquor. Does that make sense?
It's a
Yeah,
negotiation, right?
no problem. We'll be happy to do that. To be clear, the questionnaire asks for hours of operation, so that's why we gave you that, but I'm happy to make further clarifications. And, to your point, unfortunately, a 4 PM start time, that would be a little bit too late. We're really making an effort to capture the brunch crowd, which is not a heavy drinking crowd. But we will go ahead and amend and clarify when alcohol service will start, and clarify that we will have brunch. Are we on the same page with that?
Do that now, do that on the floor.
Can we do that?
So it could go into the motion language and it goes to the SLA as what's said on the floor. So what is their brunch hours? When will they start serving liquor?
So when will you start serving brunch with the liquor? The liquor.
Alex, so are we thinking, so we'll do 11 AM. We just want to give ourselves an hour for setup and things like that. 11 AM to 4 AM. Now, to your point, I understand the concern about the later hours, and if I may address that, because you brought up two things. You brought up the negative history of the prior applicant. I completely understand that, and as I'm sure as a board you get many, many applicants, I would ask that you do not judge this applicant you have before you from a previous establishment for two reasons. The prior applicants, with the fact that we represented them in part, these were not experienced operators. That was one of the challenges that always becomes a challenge when you have an inexperienced operator having a nightlife component. This is a completely different applicant who has been in the hospitality industry for years, again, 2 decades. So that's number one. Now, as far as the noise complaints and things like that, we will mitigate noise because those doors will remain closed. As Mr. Mascouris said, you can think of us as almost 2 locations in one. The front of the premise, which is on Park Avenue, is the bodega portion. The bar is more towards the back. We are going to mitigate noise. We'll have security. Unfortunately, that prior applicant, it's my understanding that they were working with unlicensed guys and things like that.
One
Go
more
ahead,
thing,
Alex. Yep.
Jen. Hello. Also,
yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
so everybody has an idea. You're talking about under 75 people. So it's not like there's going to be crowds like some type of, nightclub in Manhattan with crowds and ropes outside and stuff like that. You're talking about under 75 people. So
That is correct.
it's not,
We'll
we're not
always
really talking
honor that.
like a lot of people here.
Absolutely. And also, I'd like to point out again, you do have an establishment there that is until 4 a.m. I'll give you an example of that establishment. I mean, I'm asking you not to judge this applicant on the history of another applicant. I think it helps to kind of see the neighbors that are there now. There is that 4 a.m. establishment, which is within about 150 feet from us. That establishment, I believe, had some minor violations, but at the end of the day, they are a bar. They don't serve breakfast. It seems from what we were able to gather online, because we don't represent them, they're not really focusing on the food. This is why I think we can all agree that this is a very unique business model. It is more expensive for Mr. Mascouris to implement breakfast, having staff at 6:30 a.m. If you look at our questionnaire, we have 15 people. He's putting his money where his mouth is. He's doing the breakfast because he understands that the food is a big deal. The food is what's going to quell, let's say, the over drinking, the security as well, and just overall how you run the place. We do need that nightlife component.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm sorry. I don't think
Sure,
you guys
go
have
ahead.
to with what she's saying.
No,
So here's what you need to do, okay? Carlos, you referenced something about stopping it at 2 a.m.
That's correct.
during the week, okay?
Yep.
So negotiate that. Ma'am, is that fine? They want to stop it. So what
Right.
specific days do you want to stop this at 2 a.m.?
Because we've done that for everybody.
That's
so we
fine.
can-
They're new applicants, yeah. So
Okay.
2 a.m. is fine.
2 a.m. Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4? Or do you want to just not give them the 4?
Friday, Saturday.
Friday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday,
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
So Monday through Thursday
To 2.
to
And then
2
Friday,
a.m.
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
And
Hello,
Sunday.
hello.
Sunday.
Yes, hold on.
We're
one
here.
second.
We're here.
Yes.
Yes,
Can
the
you hear
committee
me?
has to negotiate this with you guys. Just
I
give
don't.
me one
Can you hear me?
second, okay? We can hear you, but 1 second,
Okay.
okay?
No, I don't. The thing is,
Friday
the
to
amount of.
Saturday.
Okay, listen.
1 second,
The
1
amount of-
second, 1 second, 1 second. I'm sorry. I don't mean to shout, but you can't hear me. Okay, so stopping it at 4 a.m.
Can I ask a question about Sunday, because it kind of all got weekend?
1 second. So Sunday usually goes back to the Monday, Thursday.
Right,
schedule.
Sunday, so Sunday to Thursday,
So
Sunday to Thursday.
Sunday,
Sunday
okay,
to-
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
got it. Sunday, you wanted to stop it too.
Right.
Yeah,
Got it, fine. Okay,
that's good.
anybody has an opposition to that?
That's just so exciting.
Okay, so
Well,
So you guys wanna say so? They do not have to agree with your terms, okay? It's a negotiation thing. You're not telling them what to do with
okay.
their business, because they can still go to the SLA and ask SLA for this time. But remember that this committee is advisory and you send a recommendation. They can still ask when the SLA meets them and has this public hearing, what they want, right? So you wanna make sure that what you're sending to the SLA in terms of the stipulation that you're having from this conversation reflects what the applicant is gonna go now say to the SLA in that public hearing, okay? So you have to negotiate with them. It's not you telling them what they're going to do. Is that clear?
We're clear with that.
Okay, all right.
We're definitely clear with that.
Okay, so. So Monday through Thursday, it's gonna stop, close their establishment at 2 AM. And then, Friday, Saturday, you're cool with the 4? Okay, and then Sunday,
Hello?
11 AM, 12 AM?
I was gonna say just
All right,
because.
Alex, let
Hello?
them finish
Hello?
what
Can anybody
they
hear me?
want to put, and then we can
Hello?
rebut. Let's just let them finish the hours that they want to give.
Hey,
It's
can
on
anybody
Sunday
hear me?
Important.
At 12.
Okay,
You do not have the floor. You have to ask for permission to speak.
okay,
Oh.
1 second.
I have to ask
Oh.
for permission to speak?
Yes,
Okay.
and you haven't.
I'm the one
Okay.
putting the money into this place. I have to ask permission to speak?
Did you guys?
But the
Yes.
thing is, you're discussing a business, you're discussing a taxpayer's business, right?
We're
You're
trying to
being
help you out.
unfair. Yeah, but you cannot discuss a business, a legal business where somebody's coming and building a business in an area that wasn't really the hottest block. It was a well-known dump. And now you're telling the business owner what time they could close. Is that legal? Can you really tell somebody what time they could close?
Sir, I'm gonna interrupt because this is.
Anna.
So if you can please,
I'm
if
gonna
you can
interrupt
go ahead
everybody.
and
I'm
give.
sorry, because I have a question and I'm one of the committee members and I can't get my question in because we are going out of procedure. So if you don't mind, if the people who are on Zoom can pause for a minute. I know it's weird when it's hybrid, but I want us to all give each other courtesy and respect. So I had a question and I was raising my hand and I'd love to be able to ask my question. And so,
Chair, go ahead.
Chair, can I ask a question? Thank you. My question was that if there is overflow in the store or in the space, it only holds 75 people. Is there security? Is there partitioning? How do you control flow in the space? Because the reason why I'm suggesting an earlier time on Sunday is if it is busy, right? For example, Sunday before Columbus Day, where Monday's a holiday and people might want to be out late. Then that will bring overflow into the streets, onto the streets on a Sunday when people might be sleeping or going to bed, etc. So was wondering if the chair and the committee would consider a 12 o'clock on Sunday to be mindful of that. There are a lot of Monday holidays, which means that establishments might be open on a Sunday with more activity going on. So just questioning how do they handle overflow? So in other words, if there's a line to get in, if there's people waiting to get in, what is that process for overflow?
Okay, so you guys.
So we
Propose some.
do not have.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I want to give you the opportunity to speak, but I need to know if we could have clarity on when you're ready for the answer, because of course, our intention is not to speak over you, but we do need to get our points across.
It's
So,
weird in the hybrid space, ma'am. It's okay. If you were in person, it'd be different, but it's weird in the hybrid space. So the committee just proposed, you do not have to agree to these terms. But what the committee also holds the right to go into a vote and vote how they see fit for your establishment, okay? But you do not have to agree to these terms. So Monday through Thursday,
understood.
they're proposing 11 AM to 2 AM, Friday to Saturday, 11 AM to 4 AM, and Sunday, 11 AM to 12 AM. So you guys can go ahead and negotiate that, or if you do not agree with that at all, that's up to you to say you do not agree, okay?
Understood. So are you all set for our response?
Sure.
Okay, so first of all, thank you for the time. Thank you for everybody addressing the concerns. I will say off the bat, unfortunately, no, we cannot agree. Asking a bar to close at 12 AM when all of your applicants within 500 feet, especially one of them, which is the closest to us, already has 4 AM, I think is unfair at best. Mr. Mascouri's tried and he wasn't able to, because there was a lot of talking, to explain the money that he has put in. And it's not just about the money. He's making a genuine effort to clean up that corner. He painted the building. But to whoever was speaking previously about the certificate of occupancy and overflow, or the 75 people and overflow, legally, we are allowed to abide by what is on our certificate of occupancy, which will be under 74. So I'm sorry, I tried to give you the chance to speak. If you could just please extend us the same courtesy, I would appreciate it because this is important. So we will not have overflow. We are required by law to have one security guard. I've put on the questionnaire that we will have actually from 2 to 3. That will help with the overflow. We will make sure that there isn't congregation outside. That's why Mr. Mascorius is hiring professionals to do that. But anyway, a 12 a.m. hour will not be reasonable, and we'd have to present proof to the liquor authority as to the fact that other applicants there are allowed to 4 a.m. within the 500 feet. Of course, we want to have amicable, and we would love your support for 4 a.m., but we're not prepared to agree to midnight for a bar that is selling a
They're
significant food.
propose that for Sunday, not every day.
No, understood. But even the conversation of midnight, because you started at 2 a.m. And then this other, and I apologize that I don't know your name because I don't have the camera on. I'm just having sound issues. But anyway, they have proposed, so now we've lost an additional 2 hours. And I think this applicant is going above and beyond to work with you, be transparent in what he's doing. But a conversation of 12 a.m. for a bar in Manhattan, when historically this place has always had a nightlife component, is not going to work for this applicant.
Yeah, I'm ready for a motion.
I make the motion with the.
Does anyone have a motion?
Could we propose, Alex, I don't know if you can hear us. Look, we really want to work with you. I think as a firm, we always strive to, again, be transparent with you and let you know what is going on. If you could essentially test this applicant on his merits, rather than make a blanket statement or a blanket decision that this has been a problematic location from prior applicants, I think this applicant should at least be given the chance. As you know, he's going to be approved for a temporary permit. That's one of the things we're pursuing, to give them the chance to operate so that you can see that this applicant is going to be a good neighbor, is going to run his establishment properly. I doubt that you will have any other establishment that is investing the money to have up to 15 employees on rotation to accommodate his hours. So if that's a possibility and something you're willing to work with, allow us 4 a.m. so that he can show you that this is not going to be a rowdy, negative establishment, which is what you're used to there.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. And we are ready to move with a motion. Committee members, does anyone have a motion?
Thank you. Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the stipulations that you suggest.
Monday, Thursday to 2 a.m. Friday.
They have to give that stipulation though.
What?
They have to write that down. They're not.
Yeah, I know, but that's what we're,
That's my motion.
it's Monday to Thursday, 2 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Friday, Saturday to 4
I got it. I
a.m.
wrote it down.
You got all that.
I said it.
And Sunday to 12.
And they didn't agree, so what are we?
They didn't
So
agree.
he made a motion, I'm gonna second that motion.
And that's it.
That's the recommendation of the.
That's the recommendation of the committee.
Okay, so
You're approving or denying the application.
Well, probably, the problem is like you're gonna be denying the application, we're just gonna vote on it.
Okay.
I'm not up to that.
If they don't accept it,
they don't
accept it, then we have to
Then we
deny.
deny.
They're,
Yes.
deny.
Yeah,
So
up or down.
Motion to deny.
Yes.
So Wanda is, okay, who's
And nine
second?
second.
Nine. Deny, got it.
And it's,
Okay, let me, so you're on the same page? I'm about to go into
Yeah,
a roll call,
deny,
go to a roll
deny.
call?
You know, it's unanimous.
Okay,
motion to deny.
It's
no
unanimous.
problem.
So, you gotta vote.
Only if there's, we're not unanimous.
Right.
No, you still have to do.
She has to do it.
still has to.
You don't
Yes,
have to do a roll
No, I was gonna say I have to, it's a big holiday tonight.
No problem.
Have to have
It's a voice
dinner.
vote, yeah.
Okay,
You have nine, so.
go ahead and say
Okay.
by acclamation. Go ahead, say,
Acclamation, motion to deny.
say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any present not voting?
Any present not voting?
What's the next one on that paper?
Abstention?
Any abstent,
Sorry, abstentions?
any opposed?
Any opposed?
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, I'm sorry because it is.
May I ask also just a point of order? Can we ask the people that are on Zoom to please use the raise their hand feature so that we can keep a timely meeting? We have a very large agenda. And I would like us to give equal time to each applicant and not
Yeah, you're not.
spend too long on one applicant in order to get through the agenda. So if they could please be advised to use the raise hand feature. That would be super helpful so we can all talk over each other.
Okay, Emery, you wanna go to the next item, please?
Second one is Baja Lounge. A renew application for a restaurant located at 1634 Lexington Avenue. Anyone here from Baja?
I'm listening to you.
Would you like to present?
He knows, because it's a
Hold on one
really
second.
big holiday, so I have to go.
I'm sorry, no problem.
I'm sorry.
Do we have any three
I'm
comment calls?
leaving her. Wait, you got.
I know that she needs to get up to let her go.
Yeah, I'm going, it is a big holiday and I came anyway, but I have to have dinner with the crew, okay?
Good night,
All right.
Judith.
Good night, thank you, Judith.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy
It
New
is
Year.
Happy New
Happy New
Year.
Year.
And this is Rosh Hashanah.
Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I did see you, baby. All right, so continue, Baja.
Yeah, my name is Trinidad. One of the owners from Spa Lounge, located at 1634 on Lexington Avenue.
What street?
103 and 104 on Lexington.
Make a motion.
That's renew liquor license, renew liquor license.
103 and 104?
Yeah, 103 and 104, 1634. 1634.
And will it take the work? You submitted all your paperwork?
Yeah,
No?
in the,
No?
No documents.
No.
There are no documents.
Mm-hmm.
We,
yeah, the Pedro Ortega, the accountant, he sent all the,
He didn't send it to me,
no?
no. I know, but we worked with him many times, he didn't send it.
so, Madam Chair, I make a motion to deny.
I checked. No, but he sent it, he sent it.
Can we-
all the paperwork.
Can I make a request? Could we at least go to the next item just to see if,
No problem, you didn't go into a vote yet, but there's nothing in there.
Okay.
I checked up until the 11th hour. I give them, I'm not supposed to give you guys up until like the 11th hour for these meetings, but I do. Your rep didn't send it, okay?
thank you.
But I just called him before I came here, and he said, yes, he already sent whatever you sent it to.
Okay, if he sent it at 5:30, I didn't look at it at 5:30.
Understood.
Okay,
Okay,
So,
copy.
what I
you
recommend.
can double check with
May
him,
I-
no
may I
problem.
speak? I recommend that you should have the paperwork the next couple of days submitted, and then they'll give it to the executive board and then let you go back.
So let me give a call, because I mean, he said, I mean. that's why-
I don't think he would have came if he thought this.
Before I came
This has
here,
happened many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
before I
trust
came,
me.
before I came here, so I asked if you send all the
Yeah.
paperwork, he said yes, so.
And you all, listen. For the executive and Marie, I need you to remember what I'm saying to you prior to these meetings, okay? Sorry, I don't mean to call you out. But this committee is going to halt sending things to executive because these applicants have sufficient time to give it in to prepare you all to vet them, okay? So if he doesn't have it, then he has to re-notify, depending on when his license will expire.
So then we have to deny it and they start all over again?
Right, they just sent another notice.
Okay.
But let him double check, not suggesting.
I was just suggesting we take, I see the staff is, the team is here from Contento, and so
No problem.
I was gonna ask if we could just go to the next one and give
You
them a
guys
minute,
didn't
and
go
if
into
not,
a vote, it's
then we
fine.
can deny.
You can go to 3.
Okay, 3, Contento, New York City, LLC DBA Contento, renew application for full liquor license for a restaurant located at 88 East 111th Street on Park Avenue. That you?
They submitted all the paperwork?
And that's okay,
But
that's
first,
fine.
wait, I would like him to present first. Is that okay?
Yeah,
If we go through that, we might not have. Does he have anyone?
I'm sorry, but there's so much going on, I'm sorry.
you gotta take control of the meeting, you're chairing it.
I wanna hear.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you have to allow the applicant to speak because they came. Right, so
He's
give
been
them,
here all this time. I
give
wanna
them that
hear.
respect, yeah.
Go ahead.
Appreciate it, thanks. My name is Jose. I know some of you used to be on the board. I'm one of the owners of Contento, Montse. Also known as just Contento. Okay.
and we're located at 88 East, 88 East 11th Street. We've been there, since, 2020, yeah, 2020. And we started off with a Peruvian cuisine, and now we're switching over to, an Afro slash, Caribbean cuisine. And, we haven't had any issues with neighborhood. I live on the farm. We haven't had problems as far as I know, we call them, but there have been issues on the block. And we're up for a renewal. This is our second renewal, and we're hoping to get through this process and we can continue to serve the community.
What are the hours of operation?
Well, so we've shifted a little bit. We were previously open from Monday to Saturday. And now we're open from Tuesday to Sunday, offering brunch. We started at 11 o'clock. We opened our first brunch this past Sunday. Just to test the waters, it was really successful. And Monday to Friday, we generally start at 4 o'clock. We close at 11 Monday, we close at 11 Tuesday, close at 11 Wednesday. Thursday, we open until midnight. Well, actually, the truth is that we on the books, we say that we're open, so that we will open till midnight on Thursday and until 1 a.m. until Friday, Saturday, till 1 a.m. But fact of the matter, we close at 11 o'clock, because our, folks that get served on.
Thank you.
Yes,
Motion to approve.
in that motion, second.
And second by Dave.
9 motions, you give second. Okay, so acclamation, those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Present not voting? Abstentions? Motion carried. Okay, let's go back to Ispaha. Your rep just sent this to me
Yeah.
yesterday at 5 something in the afternoon. The deadline was last week Wednesday, right?
Okay.
So if I'm out of office, which I was, I don't see that. Right, so I need the reps and the applicants to adhere to deadlines, because what happens is it goes forward to the committee as no documents, because they need time to vet your information.
Okay.
Right, so if I give it to them at 5 o'clock tonight, that's not time for them to review you.
Okay.
Right, so say that to your rep. So I just saw it, because I also wanted to give you a chance.
Yeah.
So I went back in email and I'm seeing when he sent it, way past
He
deadline.
just sent it.
Yeah, way past the deadline.
Okay,
okay.
so.
So they can
so
go
what I have
ahead,
to do?
you don't have to do anything.
Okay, so.
The committee could go ahead and review you, but I need you to speak to your rep and
Yes.
tell him that he cannot give the
Right.
documents at the 11th hour like that, because you almost got denied unnecessarily.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it know.
Okay.
So I have to come again,
No, they're going to review you now because Nye tabled it.
So I wanna, the motion that I made, I wanted to extract it, so I just wanna make a motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Wait, are we allowed to do that if we haven't seen them today?
What?
Is the packet complete?
It's complete,
Okay.
right, but you don't have it.
We don't have it, so can we vote on it if we don't have it?
it's on the phone, can I, from the speaker, or?
It's not that, like, what,
I understand,
yeah, what she's saying makes sense, right? So the point is for them to vet your information.
Yeah.
But you don't have any 311s, you're established.
No,
So
we opened 2000.
you're not
2009.
entitled, I am not a committee member, so you should be speaking that
Okay,
way.
I'm sorry.
We open up from noon to midnight, Monday to Friday, Saturdays and Sundays from brunch from 11 to 11. And that's all. We don't have no problems on the outside. Yeah, we open, we opened the place in 2009, so we had like 6 or 7 times we renewed, we don't no problem. So.
So, within a
I
motion,
made a motion.
made a motion to approve,
And
seconded.
We all said,
We all said aye.
except for nine, she didn't,
Yeah.
you did, Oh, okay,
I just nodded my head.
okay.
Yeah.
Opposed, anyone opposed? Present, not, voting and
Abstentions.
abstentions. Okay, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you very much, and I'm gonna let her know the.
Yeah, you
Correct.
have to let them know, you almost
Okay,
got it.
yes,
right, no.
okay.
Say something before we go to the next one, please. Can you guys wait until I say the motion and the talk back and forth, please, because against no laws. Okay,
Can I go?
we can go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you sign that?
No.
Can you sign the sign-in sheet, please? Mr. Baines, can you also do that as well? Yep, so
On the phone, we should do that first. Where you are here?
Or, tenants.
No, the cannabis. Okay.
okay, number 4, you guys ready? Read it into the record, please, Anne Marie.
Okay, Taqueria Guadalupe Court, it's a renewal application for wine, beer, and cider license. Restaurant located 1743 Lexington Avenue. No
There,
documents,
the paperwork,
no documents.
no documents?
Motion to deny.
Motion to
I
deny,
second.
Wanda?
Second.
You can make the motion.
I can make a motion to deny.
Yeah, and not somebody else will second it.
Okay, I make a motion to deny.
And who seconded it?
Aye, I'll second that.
Wanda and then, Carlos.
Joe, because he's here, nobody.
That's what I just said, I was like, I was asking the chair if we could make a policy going forward. I know that there's an order to this, and I defer to Marlene, the
We
chair.
didn't finish
but
with
It would
the
be
other
really
one.
respectful if we could go to the
Okay, just
people
jump
that are
So
here
we'll
and
come back.
present,
So
either in
we're not
person
finished
or
with
on
it.
the Zoom
Okay.
first, and if there's people that don't have their materials, like, that should be a quick denial.
Right.
So
So
that,
why we're gonna continue because
so
the
that we
last
can
two,
make sure that we
don't have
give
documents.
times to the people that are actually present and are
Right.
here with complete packets, so that they can have the floor, that's all.
Just follow the flow of the agenda. Anne Marie, you say this, please. Because I actually don't wanna hijack your meeting. Okay, I'm not a member of this committee, I'm staff. So Anne Marie, if you are not in agreement with that, then go ahead and stick to what is written on the paper, please.
I'm in agreement with what she's saying, but because these two right here, the 5, 5, and 6, there's no paperwork, that's an easy. That's a quick motion, so we can do that and then we can go to campus. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in
Number
the
5,
future, we could bundle stuff, that's like if the paperwork is in, we can move them.
So let's
and bundle those and be done, so, in the
Okay.
future.
number 5, Tropical Grill on Second Avenue. It's a restaurant on 2419 Second Avenue, 124th Street, it's missing public hearing notice. Motion to
Motion to deny. Second.
deny. I mean, anyone opposed? No present, present not voting and abstentions. Opposed, present, not voting and abstentions.
And in favor.
In favor?
In favor, supporting the dinner.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried.
There's no vote for six.
I'm sorry, I just can't do this.
I know,
I'm frustrated, I'm upset,
I know. You will, we'll speak about this, not in this meeting, okay, Anne Marie?
yeah.
Let me close the meeting and then you could air
Okay.
your grievances. Number 6, read it into the record.
Number
please.
6 is the Montas Corp and Nuevo Caridad, restaurant. It's a renewal application for full liquor license located at 2257 and 2259 Second Avenue on 116th Street.
No voting twice.
No vote is required for this one.
Read that into the record, please.
As there are no changes to previously supported methods of operation, this item is approved administratively by the district manager and the chair of the licenses and permits committee. No vote is required.
Okay,
Do I have to do a motion for this one? or
no vote is
No.
required.
Okay. All right, so now cannabis. Number 7, New York THC code DBA Tetra East Harlem. It's a new application for adult use retail dispensary license for a property located 2152 Third Avenue on 118th Street. All documents were provided. Can you present, please?
Sure, my name is Harold Baines. First of all, thank you guys for seeing me and taking this time. I am a card licensee, conditional adult use recreational dispensary. Up here before the board before, yeah, and you approved a previous location. Unfortunately, OCM made some mistake with proximity, so we wound up having to abandon that location. But I love this neighborhood, I'm from this neighborhood, I was determined to stay in the neighborhood. We found a location, it's a better location. We hope to be the first, legal cannabis dispensary in the neighborhood. We've done a ton of neighborhood networking, we talked to, Union Settlement, Uptown Grand Central, several other, youth action we've built. Trying to build sort of a coalition to hopefully, participate in the bid that's gonna be on 116th Street, trying to get it to extend to, Third Avenue. We plan on being open from 8 AM to 11 PM on weekdays, and then 11 AM to 11 PM on weekends. And I believe I was just required to present to give you guys 30 days notice that we're going to be hopefully opening in the neighborhood. And yeah, we have a lot of paperwork together. We signed our lease recently, so we should be set to open pretty soon.
Can you tell me where that is again?
So on Third Avenue between 117th Street and 118th Street,
And you said what time you gonna open it?
8 AM to 11 PM.
Saturday, and Sunday?
11 AM to 11 PM.
Besides cannabis, will there be other businesses, being?
No, yeah, our license does allow us to have some sort of consumption space. But the regulations haven't been really clarified by the team yet. We do have the space to do it. We hope eventually sometime down the line to be back in front of you, getting permissions to do that. But right now, we're just gonna open as a dispensary and deliver.
Motion to,
Thank
does anyone have a motion? I motion to approve.
Second.
And who seconds? To approve?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Rhonda?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Present, not voting? Abstentions? So motion carries.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good luck. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
My name, background there. Yeah.
Okay, number 8. Street activity, Guadalupe is, Guadalupeño, I'm sorry, Guadalupeño is a street event, December 12th. They have not submitted any documents, but they do have to December 12th, correct? I mean, sorry, not to December 12th, but they have another month or so to submit the documents?
That's up to you, right? So, you all can, first of all, Emery, I need you to read this entire thing into the record.
Okay.
But before you do that, you all can choose to do one of two things. Table it, meaning you have no vote tonight because this event is happening in December. So you could give them another chance to be vetted in November at your meeting, or you can deny them for having no documents, one or two things. But, you can read that into the record and afterwards you can decide as a committee.
Guadalupe street event, December 12th, 2024, from 10:30 AM to 1:30 PM. Location is East 102nd Street between Second and Third Avenue. It's a full street closure. Applicant is Daisy Navarrete and sponsored Guadalupe Procession. No documents were provided, so should we table this or should we deny? Does anyone?
I'll make a motion to table it.
I second.
Till next month.
Anyone opposed? I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Present not voting and abstentions. Okay, motion carries. You said next month? Carlos, you said next month?
Yes.
What did you say next month?
Yeah,
November?
they're moving on to November.
Okay. Number 9, Office of Neighborhood Safety Unity community safety event. This is a street event, October twelfth, from 8 AM to 7:30 on 129th Street between Lexington and Park Avenue, full street closure. This is applicant is Wajid I can say Alawlaki, sponsored by the mayor's office neighborhood safety, that was exempt. That's an exempt, so
Mhm.
just.
No vote, no vote.
No vote.
No vote.
Mhm.
And then 10 is PHC. In your borough, Fall Street, Fall Festival, Health Fair, October twelfth, 10 AM to 2:30, 115th Street between Lex Avenue and Third Avenue. Full street closure, this is by applicants Jesse Lopez, sponsor New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, and exempt, no vote. All business, any old business?
Can I just say something? Because at the last meeting, we had two restaurants come up with the licenses already. That we considered them bodegas. Because they had, a thing where they serve Coca-Cola and sodas. I've been to both of them.
Mhm.
And they seemed like they were restaurants. One of them had an outdoor piece to it too, the one around 16th Street there. So, and I know that the owners, are used to having a bodega like that, where they had, food and, drinks during the whole day. Meanwhile, we just had a big fight over this one on 115th Street, and they said they had a bodega in the front.
I don't think I don't think it was a bodega, they just called it a bodega.
Well, that's the same thing that these guys do. That we decided, that we did not,
Two places that we denied.
Yeah. I mean, well, one is
To me, a bodega is a grocery store,
yeah, this is in the grocery store. Neither one of them,
All right,
no?
no, but we denied them
we
because
denied them, we did.
we thought they were bodegas. Anyway, I just wanted to say that I've been to both of them. They seem to be legitimate businesses to me that we should have okayed.
Mhm.
And, I'm upset that this guy said, he outright said he got a bodega, and we said, okay,
We didn't say, okay, I thought that was the guy we just denied, no, we denied him,
we did,
yeah, we denied him as
but
well.
not because it was a bodega.
I was doing it because of that, I was doing it because that's what
You have a hand up.
Who's that?
Jesse Lopez.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I know that there was a no vote for the PHC in your borough event, so I just wanted to be a little bit clearer on whether or not that means that there was an approval. Can we move forward with the event, or is there another step that I have to take on my end in order to get this going?
No,
No,
it's
good,
it's
it's approved,
approved,
it's
yeah.
approved.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right,
You're welcome.
okay, yes,
Oh, you know what? She's right. Okay,
right,
so for these exemptions,
you have to fill,
yeah,
okay.
I need backing from you.
Okay.
Right, because I have 1,000 things in my brain, I'm running 2 screens. I need you to remember the guidelines. Like, okay, that's gonna take time, but the guidelines exempts them from giving documentation to support the application. You all still need to go into a vote, okay? So it's fine, no vote needs to, like, there doesn't need to be an amendment to a vote, because you guys didn't do it. So just go back into your agenda for numbers
Nine.
9 and 10.
Okay.
And someone make a motion and second to whatever you guys are gonna do, I'm not the
So I
committee,
have to
so
read it again, do I have to read it again?
you've already read it, so number 9,
Say number 9 and 10, can we bundle them? 'Cause it's-
they're not the same thing,
Okay,
you bundle one, it's the same thing.
9, motion to.
I'll
approve.
make a motion to approve number 9.
Okay, Wanda,
Mhm.
and I'll second it.
Okay,
And number 10,
I'll make the motion to approve item number
Can
10.
we vote on this one? At the motion?
okay, you did,
We can vote on it.
everyone in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Present not voting and abstentions. Motion to carry. Okay.
What do you approve?
When I make the motion to approve item number 10, PHC in your borough fall festival health fair, sponsored by the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene.
I'll second.
Second, Wanda, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Present not voting? That's something, I'm looking to be appointed.
So just a quick question for the chair and for, Marlene. Do we need to, as a group, vote in terms of the order of which we do stuff? And the only reason why I'm saying that is when I was on this committee years ago, certain things were bundled, like if people didn't have all of their packets or information, you could pick item 1, 4, 7. You've even done that at the full board meetings where Xavier and our chair will bundle certain things. Are we allowed to do that in this committee meeting? And do we have to vote to do that as a process? And then also the second question was, when we have specific vendors that are here in person and or on the Zoom, being able to afford ourselves the opportunity to move them to the top of the agenda. And then anyone that's not present or incomplete can come after. I didn't know if we have to vote procedurally.
You can do that, you can, I don't know what happened prior to me being here for 5 years, so I can't speak to what you're speaking to.
Okay.
But for now, Adem has done that before, but usually it's at the top of the meeting,
Okay,
right? So the committee is in agreement at the top
gotcha.
that we're going to recognize. So someone needs to recognize, usually it's me, but I'm too busy crowd controlling
Mhm.
to recognize who's on this, in the Zoom space.
Right.
Cause I usually see, oh, Spa has here in the Zoom space,
Right.
so I'll note that. So when she's ready to call them forward, she'll say, are they there? And I'm like, yep, they're right there.
Okay.
But I need to not be focused on
Right.
crowd controlling and mitigating the side conversations to be able to see that, cause that happens at the top of the
Okay.
agenda.
So
Just so you don't get confused as a committee who's
Here.
sitting here
And who's on
and
the
who's
Zoom.
in the
the
hybrid.
hybrid.
So you can choose to do that, but the bundling, right? So the bundling is usually because it's a similar thing. So what I was explaining to, cause Anne Marie also had that question about bundling. When it's like Mac Levine Concrete Safaris has the same event on different days and different months, but it's the same event. So you don't have to vote on Jungle Gym 2 separate times.
Mhm.
You'll read both of her events in the record and then bundle her thing. Like, cause why would you go into 2 separate votes for that? But it's a similar thing. So if you want to, for example, I think what you're saying is bundling, like renewals.
Right, so
But they're
like
two
all the
set,
renewals.
but they're different establishments, so you have to give them their own merit, right? They're not the same.
Well, I wasn't doing it for those that we
Yeah.
have to do a vote, I was actually thinking for the ones that are incomplete, so if
Mhm.
there is a restaurant, we could do. And again, I'm just thinking about how to streamline this and, you know, of course, defer to the chair, but like, if there are 4 organizations on a list of 10 who are for renewal, and we have 0 paperwork, could we say that those 4, and again, just something for us to think about it as a committee, and of course, defer the chair for the final decision, but could we say, knowing from you that there's already 4 of 10 that have 0 paperwork, instead of us having to wait till we get to those items, could we say, these 4, number 1, 4, 7, 9, have 0 paperwork submitted? Can we vote to deny them so that we could then pay fuller attention to the ones where they have the paperwork and the people are present? That's all.
I mean,
Something for consideration.
yeah, you all, as I'm staff, as you all know, I disagree with that, but as a committee, if you guys agree, move forward like that. Just tell me how I need to proceed to assist you on this end. That's it. That's my 2 cents.
So those that won't have documents will just bundle them up.
Could you decide?
If you decide to do that, it's up to you.
It's your option. You don't have to
Yes,
decide
you
today.
don't
You
have
can
to.
decide. next
Right,
month.
you can think about it.
And it could be different every time. It could be different every time. You just have to say it at the top of the meeting and also acknowledge.
Let me
the
think
thing.
about it.
I would hope that it's not different every time, because I think you guys don't understand how much work is on this end. Right, so you guys come prepared to the table with a prepared thing, and so on my end, I need uniformity to be able to, so your meeting doesn't go awry on this end, right? So I can't walk into something different every single meeting.
I didn't mean that. I
Right,
just meant,
okay.
yeah, if they don't have 0 paperwork, 0, they haven't submitted anything.
Mhm.
Just making sure that that is a kind of separate category from them to those who have submitted. They
Mhm.
may be missing something, or those who have submitted, who are physically here to present, or have questions.
Mhm. It's up to you as a committee.
Nothing that we have to
I
decide.
wanna wait. I wanna think about it.
Mhm.
Not a good year. All right, old business? Old business? New business? Roll call. Okay.
Doug Leha is excused for this meeting, Carlos Diaz, Judith Cabral. Wanda Hopkins,
Present.
Eugene Rodriguez.
Here.
Nye Whitaker,
Present.
Anne Marie Vasquez,
President,
and Justina Williams.
this meeting has been
Thank you.
is adjourned at 7:44.
Thank you, good night.
Yeah, I don't get all this stuff on my phone, so I'm not being able on the phone, that's my clarity. How are you?
I'm well, and you? How are you?
Sorry, for goodness.
I know you are.
It was 7:44.
Busy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy.
You want me to wait for you?
Thank you, thank you.
You up? All right. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, Wanda.
All right.
I'm gonna stay talking to Marnie for a little bit.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Take care.
Anytime, if you don't wanna come back up, that's okay, I just finished, I thought it was gonna be an hour. Oh, yes, stinky from practice. All right, where do you wanna go get dinner?